Arno, welcome. Good
Thank
seeing
you.
you here at TurfTalents Summit. What brings you here?
New innovations, meeting people from the industry, but particularly to see here new innovations. I moved 6 years ago to Canada to see old friends make new friends. Yeah.
Okay. Catching up with people from the industry. You mentioned you moved to Canada 6 years ago. You are here on behalf of TurfTalents. Can you please explain us a little bit more turf in North America? Next year we're going to have the World Cup football in Canada, the US, and Mexico. What can you say about the level of understanding of pitch care, grasses, hybrid grasses, particularly in stadium environments?
It's totally different as in Europe. One thing is FIFA World Cup will be held in a lot of indoor stadiums, so that's a challenge. North America, most stadiums are with plastic fields, and
Plastic, are you mentioning artificial turf?
yeah, but I want to call it what it is.
Yeah.
Plastic. So that's what I do, and the thing with these stadiums is the transition from artificial plastic fields to natural glass.
Yeah.
It's a challenge because of course you have the crews who are not don't have the experience to maintain grass in the stadiums. Normally in Europe you work all day round in the stadiums to maintain the grass, so you know everything. That's something what you don't have in some stadiums in North America. Hybrid turf, you don't see it as much as in Europe. There's just a couple of fields of hybrid turf, so it's just coming right now into the market, and that they start to understand hybrid turf, the benefits of it.
Right.
Yeah.
My confusion regarding plastic was a little bit also because I understand that FIFA for next year for the World Cup is trialing a new concept of flooring where turf is being drawn on plastic and then transferred into the stadium. Is there something you can give us a little bit more insight behind the scene picture, if I can say so, for the viewers to understand what exactly the kind of surface will be used next year? As you mentioned, there's a lot of stadiums that have synthetic turf surface at the moment.
Yeah.
There's also some venues that have a dome-like structure or completely indoors. These obviously are not the kind of conditions that natural turf thrives in. What can you say about that?
Yes, sod and plastic. I'm not a specialist in sod and plastic, but I can explain a little bit what it is. It's sod grown on plastic, what the name says is already. So if you have a turf farm, they lay down plastic on top of that sand layer, the root zone actually, and they overseed it, they start seeding it, and then the sod, the grass can grow, germinate and grow. The benefit of sod on plastic is, if I try to explain it simple, is if you go to a greenhouse, for example, you buy a pot of a plant in a pot, you see the roots around, and then you take the plant out of the pot and the roots are really tight. That's with sod and plastic as well. It's so tight, you have such a strong root zone. It's incredible, to be honest. And if you transport the sod from the sod farm to the stadium, there's no shock, plant shock. So right away, the grass starts to grow without a shock. So it's actually, you get a very healthy, strong root zone from the first minute.
Why are you so confident saying there's no shock?
Because you don't cut off the roots.
Okay.
Usually when you have a turf farm and you get your sod, the root zone is cut off. With sod and plastic you don't have that, so that's a big benefit.
What thickness are we actually talking about of the sod? Thickness and perhaps the width as well?
The thickness is I think roughly 4.5 centimeters.
Very thin.
Yeah, 4.5, 5, if I'm correct. And the width, it depends on the grower, so yeah.
But that root structure that you explained just now gives it enough stability, strength through the sod that once it is installed, there's a dimensional stability. You don't have to stress about roots needing to settle in first to be able to cope with the tension exercise from perhaps making it sliding or something like that.
That's correct. Yeah, it's from the first moment. It's actually a perfect field. So what I've understood from the sod growers, it's you can grow much faster, a good healthy sod. And for example, if you work with sod and plastic, you can grow on the same soil profile, sand profile, if you have in the stadium.
Okay.
So there's no capillary bridge or something. So it's connecting in the perfect way. What I've understand is also that it might be challenging to grow it in a very wet environment. So, yeah,
Time will tell.
time will tell.
But coming back to what you said, you're here to catch up with peers from the industry. You also mentioned looking at new technologies, new ways. What is it that you can say about technology being used in North America, or the adaptability to technology? Are they as keen and as interested in what's happening here in Europe, where there's definitely a culture of natural turf? What's happening in North America in terms of technology?
They're picking up, but it's a lot of education because they don't know what's happening. They're really focused on the plastic fields. And for me in the beginning was really educating from what are the possibilities with different technologies, but also how do you maintain fields. They're very, very good ground managers in the USA and in Canada. That's incredible. But decision makers, you have to teach them to show them the right direction. They only stand and think about these plastic artificial fields, and now we can show them no, there are different ways to grow grass. There are different technologies, and that's what we do with TurfTalents. So we say, hey, maybe you don't have to switch to an artificial field, but we can create a hybrid turf field. We can create a field with rain talent, stock grow lights. Even we can collect all the water. So we collect the water and we can reuse it. So
sustainability is part of the technology.
Yeah.
Not just to produce a good quality pitch, but you also thinking in terms of sustainability during.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. That's part of what we do. But also, if they approach us, we will be honest what is the best field for them. That might be an artificial field. Then we will tell them. We tell them on the cost for the long term, the short term, how to maintain it, new technologies to maintain it. And that's how we grow our business. So, yeah.
Great stuff. Thank you very much for your time and your information. And
Thank you.
definitely enjoy your time here at TurfTalents in Basel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.